Hey everybody, welcome to the Q&A session. This is a little unexpected that I'm doing this, but it is not by choice. However, if we like this format, we may continue to do it. So anyway, the microphone. The microphone may be acquired by my son here. He is fascinated with it, and he might just lunge for it at some point here. Anyway, the reason we're doing a little bit of Q&A here is because the stream had a big problem in the middle of it, and I actually had to restart the stream and make a whole new stream altogether, which unfortunately kept me distracted enough that I wasn't able to do the Q&A that I was expecting to do. So I did have the questions prepared beforehand, which ones I was going to answer, but unfortunately I was not able to save that when I I forgot to save it when I restarted my computer. So I'm actually just going to be looking at Facebook and looking at the questions you guys asked and responding to the ones that I can here. So this will be probably a little bit short, but okay, so first question from Rasmus. I'm not sure if you've answered this before, but what got you into YouTube? So what got me into YouTube initially was, well, I mean, WoW videos. There was an old service that I was using that was really high quality. I don't remember if it was Xvid or something, but it was like before YouTube had any HD at all, and before other services like were even around that would host stuff without being invited or paying a whole lot of money for it. Maybe this. I'm not sure how safe this guy is gonna be. Whoa! Well, okay. We're gonna try this a little bit differently. You know, you told me he can't actually talk yet, but he implied to me that he would be in a good mood this entire time. Actually, it looks like he's in a great mood and he's about to grab the mic. Oh. Good job. Now, if you were to let go, I could hand you to mommy. All right. Okay. So anyway, I used to use an old server. This is back when I was doing Tank Spot, when I was doing, I want to say this is back before, where Zulaman, no. Long time ago, I used to make videos talking about vanilla World of Warcraft. I used to make these videos for all the encounters we were doing as a guild, Eventide Guild. So we were in Nax 40 man, and that's when I really started putting out these videos, and I put up Green Dragon videos, all that stuff. But anyway, I don't remember if I was using this higher quality service there. I think I was. And I don't remember the name of it, but it was just a better service than anything that was available back then. And then up till about Zulaman, when I actually started releasing video guides on different encounters, and that's what got me started in doing video guides at all. Oh, hi. Oh, you're just smiley and tired. Okay, well anyway, that's what got me started in doing it. But anyway, that company went under. And even back then, YouTube wasn't high quality, and it wasn't for a while. It wasn't until actually Wrath of the Lich King came out, I think right before I started releasing a lot of my initial guide videos. That's right when YouTube started going HD, and so I was able to get those higher quality videos up. So that said, that's what got me started in YouTube, is that there were no alternatives. There was like Vimeo, but Vimeo stopped allowing game videos, and there really weren't any good services out there. YouTube was the best service that was allowing you to upload game videos. Obviously couldn't monetize it for years after. I mean, even after I left Tank Spot. It wasn't until after I left Tank Spot and started doing everything on my own. It was like within months of me selling Tank Spot and moving on. Within months. That's when monetization, when you could put advertisements on your gaming videos, that's when it first started, which was kind of coincidental timing. Anyway, so that's what I committed to YouTube just because there weren't any other options out there, and YouTube seemed to work pretty well. Okay, let's see. Tristan, for you, and you had a question about the microphone and how I position it. You tell me if this sounds better to you. So I've got it positioned the way that you prefer. I didn't really notice much of a sound difference, and so I preferred to go with kind of the straight on, where it's less obstructive to my view and to your view. But I'm talking about streaming quality. Like when I'm doing recording or anything, I do try to get it a little bit higher quality positioning and everything. But you tell me if this sounds better, Tristan. I'll let you make the call if I should keep it this way or not. I did change a little bit of the volume too, just to make sure it wasn't too bad. Let's see. will you be making Don't Feed York? I'll be getting to all the Don't Feeds at some point. How quickly, I don't know. York is in line for a rework to get his minions and his ghouls and everything to function a little bit differently and a little bit more naturally. Oh. Surprise. Surprise, baby. There's a surprise, baby. Okay. Are there any other games you could see yourself making an ebook for in the future? No. And yes. No games that I have any plans for, but yes, possibly. We'll see. I don't really want to get in the business of just doing ebooks. That's kind of its own business. And frankly, it's hard to... How to put this? There are a lot of really bad paid guides out there. And I don't really want to get into the league of just doing paid guides all the time. I feel like I'm offering something special with Learn the League, and I'm going to be able to expand on it. But I really want that just to be kind of a separate service altogether, kind of its own service. And as you're going to see moving forward, there's going to be more to Learn the League. If you own Learn the League, you're going to be able to do more. You're going to have, hopefully, special access to forums. There's going to be updates and blog posts on learntheleague.com. This is all kind of future stuff that I want to do. And obviously the updates, and you're going to see video content starting to go up on Learn the League for people who are book owners. So I'm trying to make that just kind of its own full-blown service. And I have, this is my second ebook. Learn the League was my second ebook. My first ebook is now available for free at ciderhelm.com. It was just it was a tanking ebook, and then it was a tanking ebook primarily for MMOs, but all the concepts apply to League. Literally almost every concept you can read about, and it will apply to League of Legends or Dota 2 or whatever. Or obviously any MMO you're playing. If you want to know anything about tanking or even healing, that's something that you're going to want to look at. But anyway, this is my second ebook, but I really am not somebody who wants to just chain together a bunch of ebooks because it removes my ability to update. But we'll see. You know, I always have to do what's going to make the most sense for our family in terms of, you know, what's going to earn the most money, what's going to make sure that we're financially secure. That's something that is important, but where we are right now with the video content that we're doing with the Learn the League, we're in a good position. And so I really want to expand on that and really make sure that that is the best service it can be for you guys. Obviously bring more people on board with it too. Let's see. Are there any game? No, you already asked that. That was from Alex Mechke. I'm not sure if I actually. So the first one was from Rasmus. I'm not sure if you answered, but what got you into YouTube? Tristan. Yeah, I said your name. Victor. Don't Feed Yorick. And then Alex asked about the ebook. So let's see. Alex Joseph. This is a different Alex. I do all these questions on Facebook, by the way, facebook.com/ciderbooks. So if you want to ask a question, I'll be asking pretty much every day, like what questions you want to see answered. And I'll go back to previous days if I need to get more questions or anything like that and just look at all the questions you guys have asked. Okay, I'm thinking of moving to Washington State. I have always lived in a metropolitan area, but really all I need to get by is a nice local bakery and deli. Where in Washington should I move to? Depends on how much money you have. So, never move to Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington is death. Like, the difference between Eastern Washington and Western Washington, if you have any conception of Washington State, your understanding of Washington State is going to be that it's very rainy, there's a lot of mountains, it's a beautiful place, it's an awesome place. Eastern Washington's nothing like that. It's a dry desert wasteland that is death. Like, just death. There's almost nobody living there. The cities are trashy. No offense to, like, Ellensburg, Yakima, Spokane. Well, Ellensburg's not so bad. Ellensburg's just a college community, and it's not too far from Western Washington. But it's like, it's a divide. It's a straight divide down the middle. You've got Western Washington, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state, especially right along, you know, where Seattle is, King County. I'm living in North Bend right now, so real close to the mountains. Just amazing. Eastern Washington is a desert plateau with desert and emptiness and bad weather. I mean, we have people think we have bad weather because we have rain every day and there's moderate temperatures all the time, never gets too hot, never gets too cold, doesn't snow too much. People think we have bad weather, but actually Eastern Washington is the one that get really hot and really cold. If you live in Arizona. Huh? Yeah, it's been getting colder here. Anyway, so if you're moving to Washington State and you want to know places to go, if you want a really good bakery, the two really good bakeries I know of, one is in Lakewood, but you never want to live in Lakewood. You never want to live in Lakewood. The other is in Mercer Island. I'm talking about German bakeries here. Yeah, I'm talking about German bakeries, but they're really good. So if you live near Lakewood, so someplace like Tacoma, which is where I live, or Fircrest, University Place. University Place is wonderful. Anyway, that's kind of southern Puget Sound. Anything north of that, Seattle has good bakeries, but I don't know them all because I haven't spent a lot of time going around. Seattle proper is not a very good city. Bellevue, any of the surrounding cities are usually all really good. Most of the surrounding cities. Bellevue is a high-tech capital, so if you look at if you were to look at like where the best high-tech companies out in the world are, most of them are going to be, or not most, but a lot of them are going to be number one place, Los Angeles, Santa Monica, just kind of around there. Silicon Valley, just generally speaking. So that's going to be number one. Number two is around Bellevue, Redmond. That's where a lot of tech companies are. So you've got things like Microsoft, obviously. But, you know, a lot of game companies and stuff. So you got Nintendo of America, you've got ArenaNet, which is doing Guild Wars 2 right now. But just tons and tons of tech companies in Bellevue. Very modern city, very cool city. I live about 15 minutes away from it right now. So out in Snoqualmie, North Bend is, if you want great views, there's one bakery out here. They don't sell pretzel rolls, which is why I like German bakeries. But they do sell good sweets. When it's a family-owned place, we've liked it. We've been trying out all the restaurants right around here because we just moved here. So, yeah. Anyway, there you go. Washington State, if you want a nice local bakery in deli, well, I mean, we have the one that's family-owned, and then we have two in grocery stores. There's the one at Safeway, which is very generic. It's like every other Safeway. But then the one at QFC is actually pretty good. So is the one at Whole Food, but Whole Food isn't here. Whole Food is over in Bellevue. So it's about 15 minutes away from us right now. Well, that was a long answer to a weird question. Trolls, and I hope I am not mispronouncing your name. Any chance we'll see any more of Mama Ciderhelm's world-famous recipes, raid encounter video guide style? Let me lose some weight. So, here's the deal. I have gained weight, and it's not ideal, but it's just something that tends to happen when you have a newborn child. It's called, well, I don't know, people call it like fatherhood pregnancy or whatever. Basically, you just gain weight. Yeah, we used to, like a year ago, we used to go to the gym pretty much every day. And this, I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. Like, I'm not like just saying like, oh yeah, I'm calling it fatherhood pregnancy or whatever. No, this is like a medical people will know. They already know about this, and anybody, like almost anybody who's been a parent knows about this. You just gain weight during this process. It sucks. So I gotta lose it. So, given my mother's recipes are all wildly unhealthy, and I'm on a bit of a diet right now. Yeah, sorry. But I do have a really good tuna fish casserole. That one's really good. Oh, I wish I could get away with eating some of this stuff. Yeah, my wife says no, and she is right. I don't know, at some point, you'll see more recipes at some point, but I don't know exactly how we're going to set that up. So anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about, check out Mama Ciderhelm's mac and cheese. Best macaroni and cheese recipe in the world. Period. And it's really easy to make. There's 4 ingredients to it, or like 5. If you count salt. What is there? Cheese, milk, pasta, butter, flour, salt. Yeah, okay, so like 5 or 6. There are a couple questions I'm skipping over because I'm not prepared to answer them because they're a little, well, I mean, like, George is asking, what kind of maps and content do you see need adjusting in the future of League of Legends? Things like maps, more character balance, anything of that sort. Well, you always need more character balance, and obviously the meta generally, having more options would be cool. Just changing the game for sake changing the game wouldn't be all that cool. What kind of maps do you see need adjusting in the future? Like, I don't think any of the maps need adjusting. And I don't necessarily think they should be releasing new maps, but there's certainly some cool things, like when I played Dota, Heroes of Newerth, Dota 2, whatever, like the way the jungle works and everything, that's really cool, and it's something League of Legends has nothing like, and I get why League of Legends doesn't, but like, being able to juke in between each of the little holes in between trees and stuff like that, line of sight having so much more complexity to it in those games, being able to actually destroy the terrain, like having characters or champions, heroes, whatever, that can literally just destroy the forest and make paths through it and like go over walls and stuff without, you know, whatever. Anyway, it's pretty cool. there are cool things you can do, but don't do them just for the sake of doing them. Don't do them just to show you can. So I don't necessarily think anything needs changing. That's my answer to it. But yeah, you always need more character balance, but that just changes over time. Okay, let's see. Oh, that says that's not even a question. That's just my response. David Marisak, have you ever thought of partnering up with some of the other community members that do other media work, such as podcasts or State of the League, to get your information out there? I know Travis from State of the League has used your information before as a reference. You should go on a show. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not opposed to any of that. But I don't have any plans to. Like, I have a couple people. Well, I've been talking with one of my friends about this. I'll announce if I'm going to do anything like that. And if anybody really wants to, you know, do anything with me, it could be cool. We'll see. Anyway, I've been really wanting to ask you about how Poppy is play. Oh, nope. Sorry, Aaron. Maybe later. Holger Ciderhelm, can you tell us who you would like to be nerfed? Who I would like to have nerfed? Who counters me? Who counters the champions I play? I don't really want to see anybody nerfed. I think they should nerf Evelyn. I think she's a little overpowered. I am just kidding. Evelyn's a terrible champion. I don't know. I don't really want to call for nerfs. I think I don't think Darius is like a terribly overpowered champion or anything. Darius is getting changed, so I can't really call for nerfs because it's already happening, though I'm probably part of the reason that's happening. I feel a little good about that. I remember back in the Blizzard days, oh, it was awesome because I was like the primary influence between so many small changes in the game. It was pretty cool. So kind of seeing that I might be pushing developers one way, it's kind of cool. I mean, not just because I want to push them, but because I have ideas like that I want to get out there, or thoughts that I want to get out there, and one of them was Darius is not fun for his team. Is just not fun for his team, being who he is. So yeah, that was tangential, wasn't it? Very tangential. Okay, how did you meet the guys? This is from Yuka. Sorry about that. How did you meet the guys you usually play with? Splug, Susanox, etc. Okay, so Splug is a friend of mine. He is somebody that I first met when I brought him on board as a video author on TankSpot during Wrath of the Lich King, I think during Ulduar. Late Ulduar, I think hard modes. That's when I first brought him on. He is a brilliant, funny person. So, yeah, he's great at puns. If any of you who've heard him in games, he's great at puns and good offhand jokes. So, anyway, that's how I met him, and so we've just kept in touch since then. Susanox and Kage are actually people who were originally just people watching the stream that I invited to games, and they had a really good impression on me. They played really well. Yeah, so I just kept inviting them. So that's how I met them, and then a lot of the people you see are actually friends of Splugs who indirectly, a few of them I became friends with, or at least began to talk to when we were playing Heroes of Newerth, because we all used to play Heroes of Newerth. And then over time, we all kind of switched over to playing League of Legends at different times. So anyway, that's the story there. Why Riot don't make a champion? Svetoslav. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your name. Not that your name's bad. I'm sorry that I can't. I'm sorry that I can't pronounce your name. Why Riot don't make a champion like a Retribution Paladin in World of Warcraft? I mean, with similar spells like Q, Divine Storm, W, Crusader Strike, Ultimate Call, Hammer of Wrath. I don't even know what a Retribution Paladin in World of Warcraft does right now. Yeah, press buttons. So, I don't know, like, do you want Taric with damage? Because that's what I think of as a Retribution Paladin these days. It's about how much experience I've had with Retribution Paladins in the last 2 years since I've been playing World of Warcraft. Any advice for jungling Rammus? Stop. Right. Wow. Since I have played. That's still okay. That's still okay, whatever. Is there any advice you can give for jungling Rammus? I just picked him up and I'd like to do really well with him. Okay, so first thing, go to Stonewall008 on YouTube and check out what he does. Second thing, do what he does. I don't know if you're level 30. I mean, it's kind of a, I don't really know if that's going to help you if you're not level 30 and you aren't able to get the runes or masteries for it. I haven't played Rammus in probably since 2010, and if I did, it was just like once. Yeah. I mean, I know exactly what he does. I know his scaling. I know his taunt. I know his power ball. I know. Oh, I played it a little for like testing Nautilus, I think. But that really wasn't anything because I just stacked as much movement speed as I could and played him wrong. But just to try to get away from... Oh, no! What did I do to my browser? Oh, no, I got to load up questions. View all 30 comments. All right, let's get back down here. Okay, Alex, that was your question with the pink hair. Anybody can look at that. Will Waymeyer... Waymeyer? Okay. Is there a particular champion you feel is underplayed, whether due to misconception or actual bad tune mechanics? Okay, so Evelyn's the obvious answer to that, because Evelyn is actually bad. Okay, so then there's like Sejuani, who I haven't seen, and apparently nobody has seen in months. Like, she might actually be played somewhere. I think that is partly misconception. I think Sejuani is pretty good. Her damage is a little on the low side, but I don't think she's just a terrible champion. Okay, actual bad tune mechanics. Oh, Hecarim's another example of... I think Hecarim... I might want to make a video about this, just separate. And it'll depend on his mechanics, but I think Hecarim is a better initiator than people understand because he cannot be countered. At least the last time I checked on him, he has 2 initiating abilities, both of which are or should be stopped by Spell Shield, neither of which can be stopped by Spell Shield, which means you cannot build to counter him if he uses either of his initiates. Now you can crowd control him, you can do whatever, when he's coming in. You actually cannot crowd control Hecarim while he's initiating with his ultimate, and you also cannot block it with a Spell Shield. Now here's the thing, I am pretty sure, and I haven't tested to see if this is still this way, but at least for like the first few weeks that he was out, yeah, it was this way. His ultimate is supposed to be blocked by Spell Shield. And I'm not just saying that from a game design, like I'm pretty like 95% sure his ultimate is supposed to be stopped by not him jumping, but the fear mechanic and the damage and all that is supposed to be blocked by a Spell Shield so you can actually get away from him. The reason I'm sure of that, even though it doesn't work, is because the Spell Shield is blocked. Okay, so you've got like Hecarim here. Hecarim's here. This is my Hecarim hand. And this is my Spell Shield hand. Okay, so Hecarim jumps in. Now, the moment he actually starts jumping, this player... here's the camera. This player right here, the Spell Shield's popped. Not when they reach, not when it actually lands. It's when he starts jumping that this player's Spell Shield is dropped. So here's the thing. You take this player and you put him like way back over here, and then Hecarim's jumping over here. If this player flashes in after the jump has started and has a Spell Shield up, the Spell Shield will block the whole thing. So it's coded in such a way that is not actually blocking it correctly. I have a theory on why this happens. So the Hecarim, I forgot which one's my Spell Shield hand. I think one of them is my Spell Shield hand. Anyway, I think what it's doing is a simple... Because the damage when Hecarim jumps, it will show 1 damage number, but it deals 2 types of damage. Because there's the one that rushes over the character, and then there's the one that like hits the character directly. So there's a small AoE where he lands, and then there's the charging over AoE. Some of the time, not all the time, but some of the time it will combine those 2 numbers. So it'll be like 50 damage for the trample and 100 damage for landing on them. But it will actually read to you as 150 damage. I have a theory that, and it doesn't always do that. Sometimes it'll just show you 2 damage numbers. I have a theory that what it's doing when you first jump, when you're first jumping onto the Spell Shield, it calculates, like it does an addition where it says, okay, these 2 types of damage could be dealt to this person. And it does an addition where it says, okay, so 100 damage plus 52. And that 100 plus 52 is actually treated as a spell. And that's what is blocked. Like, literally, that is what is blocked by a Spell Shield, is an addition, like a mathematical equation. Because when you jump on somebody with a Spell Shield, as far as I've seen, but we didn't test it forever. This is totally like mechanical theory craft land. As far as I've seen, it will never add the 2 numbers together. So, I don't know. That's probably not how it works. Anyway, that had nothing to do with your question. Okay, do you think there should be some sort of penalty for disconnecting during a match? No. I think that disconnects could be better handled by the game. I think Heroes of Newerth, I really appreciated Dota. I really appreciate that when somebody leaves the game. Actually, I don't know how it's handled in Dota. In Heroes of Newerth, when somebody left the game, I think it allowed you to surrender more quickly or more easily. But separate of that, I think it gave you all their gold and it dropped their items on the ground and stuff. So it became a 4v5, but at least the 4 got some sort of recompense for it. The only problem with that mechanic is 4v5, even in League of Legends, can actually be an advantage for you. If it happens early enough, where like there are 3 solo lanes plus a jungler, that can actually turn into an advantage for you, a tangible advantage. And the only time the other team can catch up, if you play it well, the only time the 5 team can catch up, if they are not successful at locking you down in the early game, is late game at max item builds. Yeah, so anyway. There's a lot to the 4v5 question. Like, is 4v5 always a losing thing? And no, it's not. At max item builds, usually it is. Anyway. Who do you think is the most underrated champion? I don't know. I mean, that kind of comes into, like, I think Hecarim's better than... I don't think he's the most underrated, because I don't think he's totally underrated. I've just got to think of really bad champions, or people that people perceive as bad. I don't know. A lot of people thought Olaf was bad for a long time, and he's never really been bad. He is fine, by the way. He's eating right now. At what age do you think your son will win a World League of Legends Invitation? I have no idea. I expect by 5. Yes? Ah, my wife says 4. What are your thoughts on Kassadin, since he basically has a free flash? Whatever. I will get to these questions. A few more questions, a few I skipped over. I think that's good enough for right now, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this as our video for the day. If you have more questions, we have a contest going on right now, so make sure you go to facebook.com/ciderbook and respond to the contest. For a chance to win a free copy of Learn the League. Okay, anyway, aside from that, and you gotta like my Facebook page too. It's pretty cool. Aside from that, I feel like there's something I should be saying. Nope. I can't think of anything. So I'll see you guys later. I'm going to be working on a couple of things. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Submit questions on my Facebook page, and I will answer as many of them as I reasonably can that I'm comfortable answering off the cuff. If you guys like this format for videos, you know, where I actually just have a separate Q&A video, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. I will see you guys later.